Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Um, to add to my playlist, I'll be bringing a Nigerian student who will give us his view, his opinion about Asuu strike. Like Ella said, diary contains uh, real life happenings, issues, experiences of life, and all of that. And also, our diary can also be our planner, where we plan what we intend to achieve from a particular time to a particular time. Like, we set goals and write them down in our diary. It is disheartening how Nigeria government, the educational system, tends to truncate people's plans, what they've set for themselves to achieve from a particular time to a certain time. You know, it's so painful when you see a student who finishes from secondary school at the age of 18, and then the next plan is to write JAM, write post-UME and all of that and go to the university. But then ASU tend to strike incessantly, which is very painful. It tends to distort people's plans and goals, and then when you finish, they expect you to have 5 years, some 7 years, depends, experiences about a particular job. This is not so good. I'll be taking you to the studio where a Nigerian student would be telling us his opinion and how he feels about this ASU strike. Let's go to the studio.
Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you're all doing well wherever you are. My name is Maiwa Omomi Emmanuel, and I'm here to talk about the incessant strike in which the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, consequently embarks on. It has been a tradition for ASU to go on strike, particularly, in fact, let's say every 7 months of your study in a university, which is very, very bad. We average Nigerians, our parents are sending us to school in order to achieve and acquire what knowledge, and at the end of the day become greater people in life. But those in charge of the government, they make things very difficult for us. We understand that ASU as a body are fighting for their own rights, and the federal government in turn should do the needful for ASU in order to do what? In order for both parties to arrive at a proper conclusion, other than wasting and destroying some of the lives of our Nigerians. It has become a pain in the ass, and we Nigerian students can't take it any longer. Sometimes I pity some Nigerian students who still see education in this country as a key or a pathway to success. Sorry to say, some of our teachers in the secondary school have misled us. They never told us the truth. You see a teacher telling a student to study and focus, study hard. You the teacher that studied hard and focused on your education, you are teaching. How much are you being paid? 20,000. And then you are still advising the parent of a child to send that child further to school, to come back and teach just like you did. Of course, that's very bad. So, federal government, on the other hand, you have been a very, very disrespectful and a very, very impotent government to say, because the students were looking up to you every time in order to do what? In order to call, in order to respond whenever ASU beckons. But what do you always do? Turn things against the students and also turn things against the union. We have money. The students generate money. The federal universities, they generate this fund that we are supposed to use for the revitalization and pay these staffs their money. So the outcry of these lecturers, we understand. The federal government should take a proper look into this, because if we should continue like this, education in Nigeria would lose its value. It has lost the value already. Then education will become something nobody wants to value anymore. In fact, abroad, I don't think they value any Nigerian student. I don't think they classify Nigerian student as somebody who is very, very, very learned, because of the epileptic system of education we run in Nigeria. That's very bad. I, as a Nigerian student now, I'm a student and I also work. I'm a photographer. This is my camera. I have been through thick and thin. I now have what? I have a camera that I use to do what? To focus on my own career, since I know education can no longer put food on the table. One who focuses on education, going to school, is just for you to do what? Not to be ignorant of some certain things that goes on in the society in which you find ourselves. So the young youths out there, I'm calling on to you to use your head. This government, they are using us to make money. They are also at the same time delaying our career. For you that wants to focus on education, you want to focus on going to school, I'm not saying you shouldn't do that, but you should do what? You can do two things at a time. You could simultaneously go to school and also work. So I beseech you, like I have a lecturer in school that would also always say, Mr. Dr. Solomon, he say, I beseech you to study and also learn a craft. Please. It wouldn't be useful, it wouldn't be very important, it wouldn't be very, very good to say that at the end of the day, you studied, going to school, spent 5 years to 6 years in the school, and at the end of the day, after serving, you still come back to your father's house and become a liability. No. So this period, the Asuu and federal government are the what? There's a popular saying that when two elephants fight, what happens? The grasses, they are the ones that does what? They suffer. So Asuu and federal government are the two elephants here. We, the Nigerian students, are the grasses that are suffering from this their ignorance. Their own children are not suffering the way we are. We are the ones that are being meant to do what? To suffer. So in order not to delay your own career as a Nigerian student, I urge that you are supposed to find something to do pending till when these two these two unions to resolve whatever they have in between them. Thank you so much.